since we don't have a chair right now, that's our first agenda item. Who wants to get us started?
You want me to call the meeting to order?
Sure.
All right, we'll call the Green Bay Sex Offender Residency Board to order. We'll take roll call.
Let's see, I see Heidi, Renee, and Faye all here. All right.
Can we get an approval for the agenda for the May 19th, 2021 meeting?
I'll make that motion.
I will second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All right, that motion carries unanimously.
First order of business is nomination and election of the chairperson of the Sex Offender Residency Board.
Oh, we need the agenda and the minutes.
Oh, sorry, I missed that. Can I get approval of the minutes from the April 21st, 2020 meeting?
I'll make that motion.
And I will second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay.
All right, motion passes unanimously.
Regular business is nomination and election of the chairperson of the Sex Offender Residency Board.
I'd be forever in your debt if you would accept the nomination.
And I would second that.
Excuse me, can anybody hear me? I can't hear anything.
Yeah, we can hear you, Alder.
Check out my end and it's all good. Can anybody hear me?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, I can't hear anything. I'll try going out and back in.
Okay, so nobody else is interested?
No.
I am not. You know I'm not.
And I was gonna say, I am not.
Well, I guess, if you're all okay with it, I'll accept that.
Very okay.
Okay, so was that a motion from Renee and a second by Faye?
It
Yeah.
was.
Okay.
All right.
I'm sending you flowers, my Heidi.
Thanks.
Can we get a voice vote?
I
Aye.
All right, motion passes unanimously.
All right. Okay, then, the first order of business is the appeal of James Stenberg requesting to move to 421 Cherry Street. Is Mr. Stenberg present?
I do not see Mr. Stenberg.
There is a James marker on here. I just asked him to unmute. I think that may be him.
No, it's not.
It's not? Okay, thank you.
Okay.
He does not appear to be on the call then.
All right. Would somebody like to make a motion?
I'll make that motion to deny Mr. Stenberg address specific for 21 Cherry Street.
I will second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay. Next is the appeal of Christopher Charlier requesting to move to 334 and a half South Chestnut Avenue. Mr. Charlier, are you present?
Yes, I am.
Okay. So you're currently asking to move to 334 and a half South Chestnut. You're currently residing at 1704 South Ashland, apartment 205.
Correct. Yep.
Okay. We'll ask you to go into details and tell us about what you were convicted of, and then the board may ask you some questions. We do have the option to ask you questions regarding your treatment. Would you like that in private session or public session?
It could be public, that's fine.
Okay. So, if you could tell us about your crime that you were convicted of?
Yeah, sure. In 2017, January of 2017, I went online looking for sex on Craigslist, and it was an underage child, a 15-year-old kid that I was talking to. And I was talking to her for about a week, and then I ended up planning to meet up with her at Willow Creek Bowling Lane to Green Bay. And the police officers ended up arresting me there. So it was an online talk with a teenager that got me in trouble.
And you knew that she was 15?
I did, yes.
And how old were you?
I was 32, I want to say.
And,
Were you,
go ahead.
and were you specifically looking for someone underage?
I was not specifically looking for someone underage, no. But she contacted me, and when she told me her age, I just kept going with it.
Okay.
And when you went to meet her, what were you thinking was going to happen?
When I went to go meet her, I was thinking that, I guess I was really nervous at the time, so I didn't know. I never thought that it was a police officer that I would have been talking to at the time. So I really thought I was meeting up with a 15-year-old woman and planned on, who knows where it could have went at that time. But, so hope that answered your question, sorry.
Well, if you were online looking for sex, is that what you were hoping was going to happen? Yes, I want to hear that.
Yes. When I was online, yes, I was looking for sex, and although I was not looking for an underage woman, I didn't stop myself when she told me she was 15. I was still gonna continue with it.
Even though you knew that was against the law?
Correct, yes.
Okay. Thank you.
And then you were sentenced to 2.5 years in the state prison, is that correct?
Yep, 2.5 in and 7.5 out.
So you're currently on a bracelet,
No, I am not on no bracelet.
just supervision?
The supervision, yep.
Okay. I do have a question regarding where you're currently living.
Yep.
It appears this is your first time before the board.
Yes.
How are you living at that location?
This is the Economy Inn.
Heidi, this is
No.
Deanna. I checked and it's not in the restricted area. It's over in that little pocket on Ashland.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what my probation officer said too.
Okay, all right.
Have you participated in any treatment?
Yes, when I was incarcerated, I did SO2. I completed that fully. I also am currently signed up for Thinking for Change. I'm waiting for an email from them on when an opening can happen. I also took a bunch of voluntary workshops while I was in prison as well, as far as coping skills and anger management and stuff like that. I'm also just finished a parenting class as well to help me with my children, with my own children.
Do you have any documentation for the SOT?
I don't have it with me, no, because I could not find documentation, but I did complete it. My PO should have documentation of that as well. So.
And you're currently employed?
Correct. I work at American Foods. I work there 6 days a week, and I've worked there since July I got out last June, and about a month later I started working at American Foods.
Okay.
Are you
I will be living alone, yes.
Yeah.
Does anyone have any further questions?
I do not.
I was just saying, how are things different now from before?
They're different now because I feel like I have more of a supporting cast than I did before. And I am obligating myself or making myself feel responsible for what happened and trying to better myself any way I can. Which is why I wanted to sign up for that thing with change class, because I know that was it was a minimum risk assignment that they wanted me to do in prison, but I didn't have enough time to complete it, so that's why I wanted to do it on the outs. Oh, and I also said I'm taking personal counseling as well. I forgot to mention that, but so I'm just trying to stay on the course, and I mean I've been working since I got out. I've been trying to be a model citizen and stuff since I've gotten out. So I think things will be completely different, and I have options now. I mean, I had options before, but I never recognized them, and now I do.
When were you released from prison?
Last June of 2020, June 16th.
Have you been in any trouble since?
No. That was also the first time I've been in trouble as well. So.
What prison did you do your SOT at?
I did at Red Granite Correctional Institution.
Do we have anybody? Oh, I'm sorry, go ahead.
I finished it in, I got out in June. I finished it, I believe it was March. So a couple months before I got out is when I finished it.
Do we have anybody from the police department?
Yep, that's me, Lieutenant Van Egren.
Oh, okay. Is his, version of the offense accurate?
Yeah, for the most part. I think, one part that he didn't talk about that probably should be noted is that, he had asked who he thought was this 15-year-old to, send pictures of her breast, and he also had sent pictures of his penis to her, so I think that should also be noted that he didn't bring that part up. But, yeah, the rest of it's accurate.
Okay.
Sorry about that.
Anything else from the board?
I have no other questions, but that's,
Okay. All right. Do we want to talk about, anything before we make a motion?
I guess my only thing is I would like to see documentation of the sex offender treatment. That's,
And I have the same thoughts. I'd like to see documentation.
Okay.
And I agree, because I know typically it seems that when they're in prison for a short amount of stay, they're not usually eligible for the SOT. That's why I was curious where you did it at, because a lot of them, there's a pretty big waiting list, it seems.
Right. I was very surprised as well when it happened, 'cause I heard the same thing. But then I got noticed while I was in there that I completed, so.
Okay. All right, so based on that, does somebody want to make a motion?
I'll make a motion to allow Mr. Charlier to stay at 334.5 South Chestnut Avenue for 30 days, but to come back with the documentation and the thinking of change, all of it.
Okay, what do you want, I'm sorry, what do you want for the thinking for change? Do you want, proof that I'm in it, or, because I'm not gonna have it completed by then?
No, yes, proof that you're in it, if you're attending, if they can,
Just some like an email or something like that? Okay,
yeah, just some documentation from them.
okay.
Renee, would it be fair to characterize your motion as approval for 30 days, address specific, to provide proof of any treatment completed or enrolled in?
Yes.
And I will second.
Okay. We'll take a vote. All in favor?
Fine.
I
Aye. Do we not have the
Yeah.
little,
Faye was the only one who was logged in to Civic Clerk when the meeting started, so we can just do the voice vote. I can
Okay.
capture it.
Okay, perfect. Okay, so,
So
That would be-
motion passed, yep, motion passed unanimously.
okay, so Mr. Charlier, we will mail you a letter approving you for the 30 days, indicating that you need to come back with that, documentation. Where would you like us to mail you that?
Can you mail it at 354 Huth Street? It's my brother's address. Free May 54301, I believe.
Deanna, did you get that?
I got it. Thank you.
Okay,
So then I'm allowed to move in right away, but for 30 days, or does it start? Because I might not be able to get in there till the 1st, so would it start after the 1st, or?
You're approved for 30 days, and then you have to come to next month's meeting with the proof of treatment.
Okay,
And then at that point, the board will decide whether you're approved or denied going forward.
all right, do I have to, send anything in to you, or are you guys gonna send me something, you said, right?
we'll send you something.
Okay.
We'll send you a letter, and if you can drop off the documents here at City Hall, or you can have somebody email them to me.
Is that City Hall?
Yes, to the law department on the 2nd floor, to Deanna.
Okay. All right,
All right, thank you.
thank you. Am I free to go, or
Pardon me?
am I free to go then, or?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. All right, next on the agenda is Nathaniel White requesting to move to 930 Elmore Street.
Yep, I'm here.
Okay, welcome.
And board members, this
It
is
looks
Deanna.
like-
Sorry, board members, this is Deanna. Did you get the email from me earlier with the 2 treatment letters for Mr. White? Okay, thank you.
I did.
So it looks like, you were here in March, and it looks like we approved you, but we wanted to see you again with an update on your progress and treatment. Are you okay if we talk about your treatment in public, or would you prefer private session?
Public's okay.
Okay. So, does the board want him to repeat his offense and talk about that?
I don't need to.
I don't either.
Okay. So, Mr. White, why don't you tell us, how treatment's been going and, what you're working on?
Okay. So it's about, we go to treatment every week, and now it's every other week, and we talk about how, like, remorseful I am, how it's my fault, not theirs. I've been going through a lot of help with it, like going through therapy and everything, just to talk about it with him, and it's been going good. I talk about like what would happen if a underage female tries to talk to me, and he says it's going good. We talk about healthy relationships, how like being nice, or I can't explain it, like being, yeah, pretty much being nice to a female, like not stepping boundaries. Yeah, that's it. Not stepping boundaries over boundaries. We talk about that every time we meet.
Are you still going to your grandma's on the weekends?
Yeah.
Do you have any interaction with your neighbors?
All my neighbors around there are family.
Your family?
Yeah.
No, not your grandma's at
Oh.
Spain.
No interaction.
Okay.
Can you tell me, if, a minor female would approach you and wanna talk to you, I mean, how would you handle that? what would you do?
I would ask for their age, and if it's underage, I just won't talk to them.
And what do you consider underage?
18 and under.
And are you working?
I help out at the group home I'm staying at. I help them mow lawns and stuff.
Okay. And all of the people at the group home are adults?
Yes, the adult family group home.
Okay.
And are you still monitored 24/7?
Yes, every day.
Okay.
I didn't hear that last. Did somebody make a comment or statement?
I just asked if you was still being monitored 24/7, like when you went somewhere or whatever,
Yep.
so.
Okay. And are you still seeing, Dr. Atkins?
Yes,
Okay.
Is that who you see that has changed every other week?
that's with SOT. With
Okay.
TOR, it's every month. He switches every month.
Okay.
Mhm.
Anybody else have other questions?
I do not.
Faye?
No, I don't either.
Okay. Would we like to have any discussion?
Is there anyone who wants to speak?
Oh, is there? I didn't see that there was a speaker listed.
I think
No.
it looks like Alder Scannell may want to.
Alder Scannell?
You'll need to unmute yourself.
Yep. Thank you. I just wanted to let you know that I had been in contact with Genuine Hearts, the company that's working with him 24/7 a couple of times, and we've talked about his status, his progress, and their program, and their confidence in him. And I just feel that I've done some checking on that group. They're very good. So I know there's many sex offenders in my district, and I think with the program he's in, I just want to let you know that I, as an alder, have no fear for the safety of my constituents. So just wanted to let you know.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you.
I guess I'll give you my opinion. I know we were a little bit nervous the last time because we didn't feel that, we had enough on his treatment and if he was actually genuine about it. But he has asked everything that we've done. I mean, I do feel safe knowing that he is monitored 24/7 at the group home. And to have the older person speak on his behalf, I think that also helps us. So that's just my opinion.
I was gonna say, I agree.
Okay. Would anyone like to make a motion?
I would move, that we approve address specific 930 Elmore Street.
I'll second.
All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, Mr. White, you're approved to move to 930, to stay there at 930 Elmore Street. If you end up relocating, you do need to come back before the board.
Okay, sounds good.
Okay, thank you.
All right, thank you. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Just like to say, I got another meeting I got to run to, but I really appreciate the work you're doing, and thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Alderman.
Okay, next we have the appeal of Sydney Leasi requesting to move to 1740 Newberry Avenue, apartment number 4.
Yes.
Okay, welcome.
Welcome, thank you.
And let's see, it looks like you appeared before us back in January of this year. Now you're just, why did we have you come back?
I was not in treatment at that time, and they wanted some more information and things.
Heidi, he was denied in January, so that's why he's coming back again.
Okay, so you have provided us documentation.
I have.
Okay, I see that. And, are you currently still, first, before I go any further, are you okay to talk about your treatment in public, or would you prefer private session?
Public is fine, ma'am.
Okay, thank you. So you're currently at Family Services, is that correct?
That is correct. I'm talking with Dr. James Drake.
Okay, could you just tell us how your treatment is going and what you're working on?
Well, we're working on problem solving and some decision making, and some of my triggers as to what caused me to commit my crime in the first place. We haven't had very many meetings due to COVID. We didn't start until April, and the last meeting we had, he had to cancel because he had some federal lie detector business to take care of, so I have not seen him this last week. However, we do at least have a phone conversation. Usually every other week we get together and talk. I enjoy talking with the gentleman. He actually listens to what I have to say, and he doesn't just hear me and make notes. He actually gives me good feedback on what I'm saying.
Can you tell us what your triggers are?
Boredom, loneliness, looking for excitement. I spent a lot of years in the military, and the excitement and the danger was always there for me, and I kind of missed that. I was also a roller coaster fanatic, so I like that too. So right now, what I try to do when I'm in the, I don't have a computer anymore either. I don't have any device that interacts with the internet at all. But if I do have a thought about something like that, I try to engage in other positive activities. I like to read some fiction. I have some friends who give me some religious books to read. I read my scriptures. I call friends and talk with them about it. I can talk to my wife. I like to listen to calming music. I have several CDs of things like waves and forest sounds, and I can just close myself in and listen to that and calm down. Unfortunately, I've had a few health problems that I don't get as much physical activity as I need to, and I'm hoping to correct that before this summer, so that maybe I can get on the golf course and expend some positive energy there.
Are you still attending church?
Yes, ma'am.
And that's going okay? From the last time we had that letter saying where they had you sit, and that's still going good?
I can speak to that if you'd like, or maybe not.
That's my bishop, Bishop Marker.
Okay. Before we get to you, Bishop, is there any other questions the board would like us to ask of Mr. Leasi?
I don't have any.
No, I don't have any.
Okay, I did just have one. And you may, I don't remember this from the last time, but you don't live with your wife, correct?
That's correct. The landlord she had did not want me there. He called it a business decision, but I believe it was due to my crime.
Okay. Does your wife have any anticipation to move in with you?
We are currently looking for another place. He recently sold the duplex to another gentleman. That gentleman wants to have both tenants of it move out so he can gut it and redo the entire thing. So we're looking to move her either into another place that we can both move into and then I'll come in front of the board again, or a place just for her temporarily.
Okay. All right. Okay, I'm sorry, Bishop. Go ahead if you'd like to speak on his behalf.
thank you for allowing me to be here. You clearly have an important job and role here, and I very much respect that. I just want to comment on, as far as the church attendance, I believe Sid's been 2 or 3 times, and he has some very specific stipulations, as you probably all know, and he has followed them. He just comes into our chapel, attends, and goes back to his car, and we have, his wife is his chaperone, we have a backup chaperone as well. I guess I would just like to say that I feel like Mr. Leasi has worked so hard since he got out to find decent housing. As you are probably well aware, not easy, lots of rejection right off the bat. And I mean, he just worked really hard, and he's been able to just keep at it despite all the discouragement and rejection. And so again, I respect what you do. You have to do what you do, but I'm sure it'd be wonderful if we could get him finally settled. If you have any questions, I'm happy to take those as well.
I don't have anything.
I do not either.
I do not.
Thank you. All right. Does anyone have anything they'd like to talk about before we make a motion?
No, I did have questions the last time he was in, and just hearing you talk this time about your triggers and, you know, you're facing all that helps me in my decision.
Thank you, ma'am.
I would have to agree with you, Renee. I wasn't there for that meeting, but he's able to talk to us about what he's been doing in treatment and how it's been going, so, and that's what we ask of them.
I do have a question. Are you able to go to Bay Beach?
No.
The Pippin 10-year anniversary on Friday.
I'm not allowed to go to Bay Beach
Oh.
because of my rules, unfortunately.
Oh, I'm sorry.
And maybe when I'm off probation, maybe it'll still be up there.
Yeah, it better be. A good thrill for $1. Well,
Yeah, it's a very good ride for $1. It's been that way since I was a kid.
Hey, does anyone want to make a motion?
I will move approval, address specific to 1740 Newberry, apartment 4.
I will second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, Mr. Leasi, you've been approved to remain at the address 1740 Newberry Avenue, apartment 4. If you do decide to move, you do need to come back before us.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Bishop.
Thank you.
Okay, next on the agenda is Kevin Jicka, requesting to move to 842 Tomark Street.
Yes.
All right, and it also appears, let's see, you were here back in 2019 with us.
Yes, I was.
So, it's been quite some time. I think I'd personally like you to kind of go over your crime again.
Okay. Back in I forgot when it was. When my offense occurred, I got drunk. I was at my stepdaughter's birthday party, and I was drinking all day. Nighttime came, and I crawled into bed with her, and I started fondling her and touching her breasts and buttocks. And her mother called the police, and I was arrested. I sat 10 years in prison. I got 20 years supervision, and I've been doing good ever since I've been out.
How long have you been out?
Well, this July will be 2 years.
And you're still on the Oakland Avenue, is that correct?
Yes, I am.
Okay, okay.
Why are you, why are you looking to move?
Yeah, my landlord raised my rent, and plus I just got an eviction notice from her, yesterday in the mail, giving me till the end of June to find another place to live, which was a shocker to me.
Now, I guess I'm looking for some clarification. It looks like you are purchasing this home.
No, I plan on moving in with my partner who is buying the house, who bought the house.
Got it,
And
okay,
he's closing on the 28th of this month.
okay.
Okay. If we talk about your treatment, would you like to talk about that in private or public session?
Public is fine.
Okay. So, it looks like you completed treatment while you were in custody, is that correct?
Yes, it is.
And you didn't need any further treatment after you were released?
No, I do not.
Okay. When you were here back in 2019, you were attending AA meetings, are you still doing that?
Yes, I am.
Okay, how often do you do that?
Twice a week, just because of my work schedule. I work 6 days a week, 6 o'clock in the morning till 2, 3 o'clock in the afternoon. And so when I get home, I wake up at 4 o'clock in the morning, so I try to get there at least twice a week, just because the other days I just like to get home and relax, so.
And how long have you been sober now?
Well, ever since I was incarcerated, so that was 10 years, and then, since I've been out, I haven't had a drink, I haven't done any drugs, I haven't done anything.
Good for you.
Yeah.
Does your partner drink?
No.
Okay.
And my partner knows my whole history, everything that I've been in trouble with. I'm very open with him, and he understands, and he's been by my side since I met him, so.
Okay.
And you said on the appeal form, you stated another person you would be living with?
Yes, Jeff Connor, and he does not drink. He stopped drinking years ago, so I'm happy about that.
Can you talk to us about your work, how long you've been there, and
Well, I got out of prison in July of 2019. I got the job at the end of July through a temp agency. I got hired on with the company in October of 2019, and I started out there as a case packer because we do meat packaging. So I started at I think it was $12 an hour, and I worked my way up as a machine operator, making $22 an hour, $20 an hour.
wonderful.
So I'm doing good. I must be doing something good.
Okay. Anything else from the board? No? Okay. Any comments before we go for a motion?
Well, I guess my only comment is that we did approve him back in 2019 to live at Oakland. He's been fine since, so I do not see any reason to not approve him this time. That's my thought.
Yeah, I would agree with you, Renee.
And I would agree too.
Yeah. Okay. So we'll take a motion.
I'll make the motion to approve Mr. Jicka to 842 Talmark Street, Green Bay, address specific.
I second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right, Mr. Jicka, you've been approved. We'll send that to which address would you like us to send that to?
You can send it to the 521 South Oakland.
Okay, all right. Good luck.
Okay, thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Is there somebody else on the call with that?
Yeah.
10158? No?
Yeah, I don't know who that is. Can you speak if you're on here, please?
Is there anybody on here who has that number 410158 showing up as your user?
Rachel, I don't even see an option to mute or unmute them. There's nothing there for that.
Yeah, that is weird.
And they haven't been on here for very long.
Right.
Yeah. Do we just ignore it?
I mean, we've tried to make contact. Let me put something in the chat and see if. I don't even see anybody typing. So I don't know what's going on there.
I guess we just ignore it then. Okay. All right, is there anything we need to discuss before we move for adjournment?
Just that the next meeting date is June 16th at 4 p.m.
Okay.
Anything else? Anything else anybody else needs to talk about?
No, I'm good. I'm good. Oh, I guess I do have one quick question. Is Ed going to remain on as a regular board member versus just the alternate?
Yeah, we had that conversation with him, because he was, just nominated for Police and Fire Commission. He wants to remain on as an alternate. He just had a conflict today that he couldn't appear. So he's planning on sticking around as an alternate.
But police and fire is taking all our people.
I know, right? We get them all trained up and warmed up and ready to go and coach them. But if anyone knows anyone who has any interest in joining the board, I mean, we've got 2 openings, so it'd be nice to have some relevant experience, whether that's, law enforcement, therapy, someone who understands the system, helping prisoners reassimilate, any kind of experience like that would be beneficial, but we got spots to fill, so beggars can't be choosers. And I'm sure that some of you are going to be going on summer vacations at some point, so the sooner we can get somebody on board or at least expressing interest, the better.
That's the thing. I talked to 2 people in our church who are part of our jail ministry group, and neither said no.
Oh,
okay.
So I'm going to have, a conversation. They want more information and things like that. So.
And Faye, I sent you a link.
I think that there is an option on the city's website, if you're interested in joining a board, that you can submit your information.
I emailed Faye a link to that.
Yeah, yes, Deanna gave me some of that information.
Okay, perfect.
And I think they both want to, and now I'm starting to know how they want to see one, you know, so they know what they're getting into.
Okay. I thought I would reach out to some of my former attic, employees, the ones that, you know, also worked with the, 980 sex offenders to see if they might be interested, so,
That's good.
Good, yeah.
all right?
Hopefully we can scrounge up a couple willing volunteers.
Right?
Yeah.
All right, is there a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right, we'll see you everyone next month, August 16th.
Okay, thank you.
Bye guys,
Alright.
have a good night.
Take care.
Bye-bye.